Hello, everybody. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Thanks for stopping by. I have days 1 and 2 here in my December daily album that I'm doing. I'm still running way behind with this album, but I'm not stressing about it. I've taken the pictures and I've kind of jotted down some stories that I want to make sure I tell. So I'm not going to worry about it. And when I have time or the feeling moves me, I will come in here and work on it. So, with that being said, let's see what I'm doing. I'm working on the back of that large photo that I printed out, the bokeh photo, where I put all this bright on there. And this did happen on the very 1st of December. And this is just my daughter's A honor roll certificate. And I really wanted to make sure that that got in here because, obviously we were extremely proud of her for achieving that. And I wanted to make sure that it got in here. And yeah. So my thought was to just tape it to the back of that large photo there and go ahead and fold it over because obviously it is a lot wider than I believe that was printed at 6 3/4, the photo. So, I mean, either way, obviously it's a lot wider than that. And so I just taped it on the back of there and punched the holes and folded the rest over. And now I wanted a piece of pattern paper to cover that flap that would be showing. And so I went with this piece of paper, which is an old piece of my mind's eye paper. I don't even know what collection this is from. It's definitely a few years old, and I don't even think it was a Christmas collection, I believe. I'm not sure, don't quote me, but it definitely had holiday colors on it. And so I decided to use it. And again, I didn't buy any new supplies for December Daily this year, and so I'm kind of just winging it with what I have. And so I think I had originally bought that piece of paper for the ampersands on the back, but like I said, it's a few years old. If I haven't used it by now, I mean, we'll just go ahead and put it in here. So for the rest of this page, I wanted to include this glassine, or it might be made of vellum. I think it's vellum bag, and it has gold glitter stars on it, and that is actually a Cosmo Cricket bag that I had gotten with something. But I mean, it's cute and it's pretty festive. And so I just punched the holes, and that is going to contain my journaling for this page, which I have to admit I still haven't done. But I will. And so I cut a lot of that out because I really went on a journey looking for a number. That is one thing. I have collected a lot of numbers over the years. Just with supplies, and so it made it kind of hard to narrow it down, but I settled on this wood veneer one from Studio Calico, and um, I didn't have any gold embossing powder that didn't have glitter in it, and I tried to use that, I think, before, and it got everywhere, so I didn't want to pull that back out because loose glitter tends to drive me a little bit nuts. And so I remembered I had like a gold pigment ink, and so I just inked that up and then put some clear detail embossing powder over it. And I embossed it, and you'll see I'm going to go back over it, and this time I decided to pull out my UT, which is actually stands for ultra thick embossing powder, which is from Ranger, and it's clear, but it's thicker, like pieces. I don't know, granulations. Would that be a word? Possibly. I'm not sure, but it's bigger. It looks like sugar or salt or something. But what it does is it creates a much thicker, glossier layer, as if maybe you would have done it like with the regular powder several times, but you can achieve that look with just one coat. Um, so I went ahead and did that on the one, and it's not a perfect match to either gold because there's kind of like a gold color in that paper, that pattern paper as well, but that's okay. I'm not going to stress about it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab over some cardstock, and I have to open it because this is a new pack, but I did want to mention this cardstock is from Joann Fabrics, and it's in their scrapbooking section. Obviously, it's their heavyweight. I think it's 110, but I love this cardstock. It's what I usually get to like make my own Project Life cards or to print off digital Project Life cards or anything that I need to print off the computer for scrapbooking. It's a really bright white. It's really smooth, um, and it's thick. It's 110 pounds. So I really love that cardstock. If you're looking for a new one to try for those type of purposes, I would definitely recommend it. And you can usually get it, at a pretty good deal. So I just cut a piece of that out to fit inside of that vellum bag that I want to do my journaling on. And again, I don't have really like Christmas themed per se stamps to work with. And so I pulled this one out. This was from a Kelly Perky stamp set. And it says Everyday Victories, which I thought fit because I'm going to be doing some journaling about her making the 8 on a roll, which is a big victory, but it's a lot of little everyday victories put together to kind of, achieve that bigger goal. And so I stamped that on top in some black Versa mark, Versa fine ink. And then I'm just pulling out some embellishments because I thought I wanted something to go under that one. It just looked boring over there. And again, I went down a very long road, which I cut out because it was like die cutting, vellum pieces, and all these things that I did not like. And so I cut that out and I glued it down. And I figured if it's already glued down, I'll be forced to work with that and find something. And so I just glued it down and I'm moving on. But I will come back to that side again. So these are some chipboard phrases from Tim Holtz that are all like winter, holiday, Christmas themed. And I actually got those like I think 60 or 70% off, so I got a really good deal on them because I just bought them, like the day I did this, which was like a week ago. Today is Christmas night, so it was like last week sometime. Um, and so I got a really good deal on them. How can I resist? I love chipboard. You get 500,000 of them in there. It was a good deal. So I grabbed them. And I think that one just says Hello December, if I'm mistaken. I believe so, yeah. And then I just put a tiny word phrase sticker from Snow and Cocoa under there in that aqua color to kind of merge the two pages together there. And now I'm looking through some enamel dots, and I'm going to grab these Studio Calico ones that had kind of that same deep pinky, reddish color. And I'm going to grab some stars and apparently be very indecisive about where to put a tiny little enamel star. But I decided to cluster them all towards the bottom of that one there. And I did leave it, but I still wasn't done. So I'm going to show you here in real time. I went back a little bit later and kind of added some more things. I added a little tab to the bottom there, and then I die cut a banner from, I think, a memory box die, and I just stamped Mary on it in red ink. And it was just a little bit more embellishment for that page because I felt like it was a little bit boring. So on to page 2. This is a Project Life card from a Kelly Perky Project Life kit, like a monthly kit that she does. And I know it says 35 up in the top corner, but it doesn't really bother me. I mean, there aren't even 35 days in any month that I'm aware of. So obviously, I mean, it has no relevance to the number of the day, and I will add a 2 somewhere on this spread. So I wasn't worried about that. I just was happy it had red on it. Again, I don't have a lot of Christmas themed product to be working with, so I'm making do with what I have. And then this is another Kelly Perky stamp, and it says location, and it has a line, and then it has some little check boxes below that you can check. And I wanted to specifically use that stamp because this is all about when we go to the Mall of America during the holiday times. Which I'll talk about in a second here, but I am going to do a little bit more stamping with this red ink, and this is another Kelly Perky stamp, and I think this one says these are a few of my favorite things or something like that, which I mean, it is. So, and I think that's from like The Sound of Music, which could be a Christmassy type movie, right? No? Either way, I put it on there, and I like how it looks, and so that is going to be my stamping um, on that card. And I'm going to do my journaling now, so I'm just putting Mall of America and, filling in, I think it says we're documented by, so I put Mama. And I'm just writing about, I mean, we live like 20 minutes from the Mall of America here, and so we go there quite often, I mean, all year round. But during the holidays, they really have really pretty decorations and things like that up, and so I always take a ton of pictures when we go around the holidays, and so that's just explaining that little portion there. And I'm gonna grab, this too is actually from another My Mind's Eye, just like a pack. It was like a pack of all white alphas and numbers and symbols. It's just cardstock, but I decided to use that white too, and then I punched a little star out of some red gold glitter paper that I had, and I'm just going to attach that on the photo, and I kind of like having it go off the edge. I like that look, and so I did that, and I added a little staple for looks in there. And then I wanted to add something to the back of that vellum bag. So this is a little chipboard pack from Michaels. And it is really cute. It has some cute pieces in there, but nothing that I wanted to use here. So I'm going to go with this printable that I actually printed out a couple years ago. Um, I wish I could even tell you where I got it, but I don't even remember. But they were really cute, kind of vintage label type printables. And so I just threw a staple in it for looks and taped it on the back of that envelope, and that was it. Thanks for joining me, and I'll be back with days 3 and beyond. Thanks for watching. Bye.